Thanks, I'll be here till tomorrow.
One of these guys actually fucking evaporates. All right?
Fuck yeah.
Boom.
That's
Flashlight,
it?
cloud of smoke, he's gone.
We're at Nick's house playing Dungeons and Dragons. This happens every Friday, 8:30.
+2, baby.
Phil, you must know there's zombie or some undead shit here.
Whiskey is important and critical, but yeah, obviously Three Floyds beer the whole time.
+20 on the scimitar.
Anybody got a flaming pot?
I'm Chris Boggess. I'm the head brewer here at Three Floyds Brewing Company. People think of us as kind of being silly headbangers, which we are. Three Floyds is definitely the cradle of the sci-fi nerd beer conglomeration. We just try to make the big, flavorful beers and just try to be an oasis for ridiculousness. I got into brewing, it was kind of a complete accident, really. Started waiting tables out of school, and I started working at a brew pub. And then I just kind of snuck in the brewery because it looked so cool. I was really excited about getting out of my corporate brewing job. So I was just looking for a place that had more of a free spirit.
The Orog Village is 100 yards ahead.
The major difference between Three Floyds and other breweries is our founder, Nick Floyd.
That's a lot of money to lose to an undead lich. I was 19 and I tried, like Guinness Stout, Newcastle Brown Ale, some of the fresh London Real Ales. I'm like, wow, beer can taste good. Found out about the Siebel Institute and went to brewing school in Chicago. I opened the brewery when I was 25. 5,000 square feet was $500 a month rent. That's why we opened in Indiana. And everyone else here is a comic book nerd, punk rocker, metalhead, so whatever we love is incorporated into the beer. Do whatever you love and it won't be a job. It'll be something you love to do. We have no marketing. We don't do any fucking NASCAR shit like that. It sells itself.
Three Floyds has been around long enough to where beer enthusiasts would know who we are. I think when customers come here to the brew pub at Three Floyds, they like the beer a lot, and the food's really, really good. I think it matches up well with the beer. We're trying to create a unique experience here.
They got crazy beers, and we like to taste some of the unique stuff out there.
I'm after Gumball Head. It's what got me into craft beer to begin with. I just randomly picked it up at a bar and fell in love with Three Floyds, and so I need to get a case of it.
The beginning beer that kind of set the template for our beers is Alpha King. I think the first Alpha King Nick made, it was in his basement as a homebrew. So you can see this is really nice amber, almost kind of a reddish hue to it. Alpha King is unique because it has a big hoppy character. You get real piney, citrusy, minty notes, fruity flavors from the hops. Got a lot of the estery character from the yeast bone. It's just a great beer.
When it came out in Chicago, it was so hoppy, people sent it back because it's too bitter.
There are alpha acids in the hops that when you boil, that's where the bitterness comes from.
And it's like, fuck you, this is an IPA. It's supposed to be bitter. It's still about a quarter of our sales to this day. This right here is our Dark Lord beer. It's done by a Finnish black metal artist. It's pretty cool. It's more menacing. A local brewer just across the state line was winning medals for Russian Imperial Stout and got kind of tired of hearing about it. It's like, fuck that, we're gonna make a Russian Imperial Stout, make a really good one. So we made the thickest, darkest, most evil stout we could make.
Roasty, sweet, black, burnt, coffee, chocolate. It's got, all those really deep, dark flavors. Great beer, ranked Dark Lord number 11th beer in the world in February of this year.
More beer geeks come in on the internet, different beers come in and out of style. But for 10 years, it's been solid. So when you work at Three Floyds for 5 years, you get a Conan statue. This is one of the awards, and you get a ship at 10 years. Whoever works on the brewery side is kind of almost like a family. Everyone melds together. Everyone can hang out together. Another thing that makes us unique definitely is our art and our packaging. At the time we opened, a lot of beers had, German names, or they had trees or fucking rivers. All our beers have a caricature be the logo. A lot of time it's Chris and I drunk, snowballing, or we're traveling somewhere and we see something fucked up and we're like, that should be a beer name.
Nick does by far name most of them, but we do collaborate on some names and some art and just different ideas. When I started in 06, we did 4,000 barrels. This year we're gonna be up to about 40,000 barrels, so we've grown 10 times in almost 8 years. It's been a wild ride, and we can control this bad boy here with this touch screen. This computer program makes everything completely repeatable and it's the same, so consistency is good. In the whirlpool, we add more hops. As it pumps over there, it swirls, and the hops and the proteins collect in a big pile in the bottom of the whirlpool. And we draw the wort off that pile. So we're getting a little wort sample here. Ow! Fuck. It's good. We call this the war board. This is kind of the heart of the whole brewery right here. So we have all the tanks represented in these magnetized little circles with their name. We've gone into the 21st century in almost every other aspect. This is kind of my little last vestige of analog glory is this board. So we're gonna go in the back. Got a hop project that we're working on. We started growing an experimental hop yard, or we build one. The main reason we want to grow our own hops is because number one, we can, and number two, it's really cool. It's just to get better and more in touch with our raw materials.
This is the sour beer area of Three Floyds. You can see we got our own Portuguese brandy barrels to make all kinds of good, funky barrel-aged stuff.
It's such a new thing for us to be able to produce these crazy, wild, sour, tart, bready kind of beers that we normally don't make.
Here at Three Floyds, each tank is like a person or a car, so we name them. Blood Gorgons, one of my favorite Space Marine chapters. C5's got a Conan sword on it for the beer level. Fucking Prometheus.
Now, is that Prometheus a movie?
Yeah. And from Greek literature, of course. Look out here. We're doubling the size of this place. So we're gonna have a giant billion-dollar German bottling line being built right here, and then a distillery over there. So we're gonna be making whiskey, gin, Mau Tai. So beware. We don't really have competition. We make what we make and can't make enough of it. So I think we're only competing with ourselves. Three Floyds will not make a gluten-free beer because it's like being a porn star that doesn't fuck. End of story.